Okay, I'm gonna keep this kind of simple and short because I don't want to describe everything because it would be pointless. But this is what I use to capture my footage. Just plain old fraps. Capture at these settings, full size, 29.97, pretty much 30 frames per second. I just play the game at 720p because that's the resolution I want to render the movie at. I thought about doing 1080p, but I've seen like the difference between 720p and 1080p on a lot of YouTube videos, and it's like minuscule. And then the bulk of the work, well, all of it, is done in Big Pro 10. Now, I'm not going to get too into the intro stuff because A, it's a lot more complicated than the other stuff, and B, I understand that a lot of people are kind of like, man, why are you doing so much long intros, meh, meh, meh. So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But pretty much what I do typically, I mean, it's basic stuff. You look at the song and you time happenings in the clips and effects to what's happening in the song. In this particular case, if you listen and watch, I time everything to the hand claps pretty much in the chorus of this awesome LP song. And when the clap comes, at least on I think almost all of the clips that I used in this intro, I will gray out every color except one, kind of like Sin City, and make it go slow-mo because I think that's really cool. And that's one of the important things I wanted to point out that I do actually use in the bulk of the video is this little green line here you see called the velocity envelope. I'll go back to a part where I didn't use it to show you what it is pretty much. You just right click and insert remove envelope velocity, and this green line here, when it's in the middle like it is by default, just straight through the middle, it's just playing the clip at 100% speed, what it was captured at. And if you double click on it, you'll create this little box. It creates like a point on the line that you can manipulate. So if at a part of a clip you want it to go really fast, make two boxes, drag them up like that. So now this part of the clip is running at 300% and this part's running at 100%. So you can see I use that to time things a lot. Like I wanted to, like it was slow-mo, 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 and then the explosion happens, and I wanted the explosion to be kind of violent, so I made it go 300% for a little bit, and then slow down again, and then when the clap came, slow down more, and I added the effect to the clip. Now, that's intro stuff. I do a different thing every time, so it's kind of pointless to talk about. As far as the bulk of the video, it's actually rather simple, aside from all the, the speed of the clip. Because in addition to the velocity envelope, I also tend to run the clip at a faster speed already. Like, the bulk of the video I'm running at 4 times playback speed, and in addition to that I'm using the velocity envelope. Sometimes I go even faster than 4 times the speed. So you can see when he's running super fast when nothing's going on, or I just can't think of a joke. Yeah, that's what that is. But other than that, the captions, as far as writing, I try to play the level in a way that will give me material. That's why this wouldn't really work if it were Silent Assassin, or at least I think it would be rather drab. But I don't think of the jokes while I'm playing. I don't think of anything to write until I get here, and I make it all on the fly. I go clip, like text by text by text, and I just keep going and thinking of what I can think of, trying to play off what actually happened in the level. As far as actually inserting the text, it's rather simple, in Vegas at least. You just right click on the video track, insert text media. I use regular Arial font. I think text size 44 is what I was using for all these, the newest videos at least. And then just blah, 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 blah. And yeah, sorry about the dogs and anything else that you might hear. Then I just go to placement, top center, make the safe dome smaller so it's closer to the top. And because sometimes the clip I'm using is bright, I will place a black feather outline on it so that it does not get obscured, and it will look like that on the video. Pretty simple stuff. And then I literally just Control C, Control V, just piggyback, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. The only thing that I kind of get into trouble with is determining how long I want to keep a piece of text up, like depending on how long the sentence is and stuff. I usually just like go back, play the clip, and like watch it and see if it was up there long enough for me to read. Although a lot of the times I do get to the end and then I'm like watching the video on YouTube and it's like, ooh, that was too fast. But you know, them's the breaks. Read faster or pause. Yeah, the only other thing I do, which I don't do in every video, is redumming, which works similarly to the velocity envelope, or at least part of it. You can see the same similar line on the, this is the audio from the cutscene in the game, and then this is normal volume, and then you can see the line goes way down. That's me muting the track, and then this little thing down here, the other clip, that's the line that I recorded. Actually, I will say, no one got this joke about the gate. It's actually kind of like, I thought it was going to be like too racist or something, like people would get offended, but then no one understood it. See, this guy calls me a cracker, he's like a gangster thug, and I say I'm looking for Jim Crow. And he says he's never heard of him, so I smash his face. And then I say I heard he was alive and well, which is a dig at New Jersey. Just Google Jim Crow if you don't understand the joke. But yeah, that's really it for a basic, like the gameplay function of it. The only other thing that I will bring up is sometimes if there's a part of the scene that I want to call attention to, I will make a lot of use of this. This little button right here, or you can right click and just go to here, video event, pan and crop, and then like this part, I got to this part of the video and I wanted to make sure that people saw that I threw the gun on the floor and that this dude picked it up. I thought maybe it was too small, if I didn't zoom in it wouldn't pick it up. So what you do is you create a keyframe on the timeline here, which it'll show you which part you are in the clip, in the preview here and the preview there, and then this box with the F in it represents what is visible. Like you can see, the whole clip is here, but this box, as evidenced in the preview, is the only thing that's visible. And if you make two different camera bits, like between here and here, I went from zoomed in to back to normal, full clip, and it will just do the frames for you automatically. Like it'll just get bigger and bigger in between the two keyframes. That's a big, if you ever want to use like effects or, you know, the pan and crop tool, keyframes is a key thing to pay attention to. But yeah, other than that, there are times I have to like edit out little stuff, and you know, things like I didn't do it in 17, but in 18 actually. That Silent Assassin is so hard that I had save points. I actually save about 5 times in that video, and I die repeatedly. But I edited it so that you can't see the you don't see the menus pop up and stuff. I don't know, maybe you can catch it if you look close, but I don't think you can. But yeah, that's literally just, you have your little timeline thing here, you hit left and right on the keyboard, you go frame by frame sometimes to make sure shit syncs up. Because here, actually, here, I will let you know a secret. This part here, you see he kind of jumps a little bit. I had actually, when I record the intro footage, I have cheats on all the time, just so I can get the footage that I need. And I had actually left God mode on up until this point of the playthrough. But I checked back, I was never damaged before this point, so it did make a difference, and I turned it off at this point. But yeah, I edited out the part where the cheat menu popped up and stuff, and I don't think you can really spot it. I think it's pretty seamless. Yeah. I mean, I started making these videos just as like, I had just gotten fraps and I wanted to capture something, and I was playing Blood Money at the time. Kind of snowballed.